Investigations are underway in the northwest after 4 schools were torched in the area. The Education Department says the fire broke out on Thursday. To talk more on this, I'm now joined on the line by Elias Malindi, who's the spokesperson for the Department of Education in the northwest, as well as Brigadier Sabata Mokgwabone, who's the police spokesperson in that particular province. Good evening, gentlemen, and thank you so much for your time tonight. I'm going to begin with you, Elias. What exactly happened here?
Bongi, we are very much devastated by the incident that has happened, whereby 4 schools have been torched. Some it has been an attempt on some other schools there, but they are very much damaged. So as the Northwest Department of Education, we are extremely disturbed by this barbaric action that has happened here.
And Brigadier, if I can bring you into this conversation, we're hearing schools are being torched and there were attempts to torch other schools as well. What are the preliminary investigating revealing?
We are still even now working on the scene. Our experts are still busy on the scene, actually at various scenes. So we cannot give anything at the moment in terms of what is that we are getting, except to say that we have realized that a flammable substance was actually used at all 4 schools that were banned. In actual fact, the 2 of them is attempted arson, while the other 2 is we have opened cases of arson. But there's nothing much except to say that there seems to be similarities in terms of the substance that was used at those schools.
Were there any protests at all that could be at play and be behind this?
Not really. You remember that there were protests, I think, for 2 or 3 days in that area. But at this stage, we cannot link those protests with this incident. So we are still investigating. We hope that our investigations will be able to indicate as to what could have led to this particular incident actually.
Elias, you talk about the devastation and the fact that, the department is devastated with this barbaric act. Talk to us about the extent of the damage that these schools have suffered.
There's a school, the Manamakhota Secondary School. We have been using the assembly point as one of our classes because due to this issue of social distancing. So on the previous day, the learners were using the space there. We had chairs that we have put there and everything, and the desk and everything. So when we came on the next day, we found that almost 200 of those chairs have been bent. And also in other 2 primary schools, 2 classes in each school have been torched, literally. So it is very much devastating because now, with the social distancing, when our learners are alternating in terms of attending. So it has seriously affected us as a department.
And Elias, how is this going to affect exams, in the coming days?
Fortunately, Bongi, because the 2 high schools are up and ready, so we have other options of what we are going to use. Because fortunately, the classrooms are not the ones that have been affected. So our grade 12s are still going to write and use our classrooms that are available there at those schools.
And Brigadier Mokgwabone, if I can bring you back into the conversation, let's talk about the investigation. Should someone be arrested on, this particular case, what charges are they facing?
We are currently investigating 2 cases of attempted arson and another 2 of arson. So at this stage, we can say that whoever is going to be arrested will either be facing a charge of attempted arson or of arson.
Are you appealing to communities to assist you with more information?
Indeed, we are requesting members of the community or anyone who may have information regarding this incident to come forth with information. And then they can do that by calling the investigating officer, Captain Lestimo Tswadi. And he can be contacted on 082-416-2223. 082-416-2223.
And Elias, what other measures are being put in place to ensure security and adequate security at the other schools that you have in the province? Because surely this is a concerning situation and may just find itself, in other parts of your province, really, schools being, basically finding themselves in such situations, and you find that as a province, you're not then able to cope because, as you're saying, social distancing is really effective. So what security measures is the department putting in place?
What we can indicate is that we've got our special schools, which we have ensured that we've got 24-hour security in those schools. And we have also provided our boarding schools with 24-hour security. So, when you pay security, it takes a lot of money, and it could also affect the entire budget of the department to provide security in all the schools. So in other schools, they are also using the other measures of security in those various schools. Like in one of the schools there, which has been banned at Rapurele, there used to be some people in the community who volunteered also to look after the schools. So there was a time when the people came and I can indicate is that they took that person and they locked him in the classroom and they continued to break in. So we are in that situation whereby even our community who are volunteering, these people, when they get into the school, they also pose danger to those people. So what we can say, we are continuing to request for more funds, even from Treasury, to give us more funds in order to provide security in all our schools, because this is one of the hottest issue, security in our schools.
And Brigadier, as a final question, do you have capacity to be able to assist some of these schools with security?
We are going to, but we cannot provide 24 hours static security. However, we are continuing with the patrols at various places, including at those schools that have been affected. So that is what we can do for now. But like Mr. Malindi has also indicated, it is also important that we work together as members of the community, because we are expecting them to be the eyes and the ears of the police, so that they can report whatever that happens, so that drastic steps can be taken. And we are also encouraging them actually to do that together with the community policing forum. But unfortunately, at this stage, we cannot provide a 24/7 static security. But we are trying to making sure that we do patrols at various places, including the affected schools.
All right. Thank you so much for your time tonight. And certainly, we can hope that this situation is really going to be under control and not further inconvenience the pupils in that particular province. That was, of course, Elias Malindi, who is the spokesperson for the Education Department in the Northwest, and Brigadier Sabata Mokgwabone, who speaks for the police in that province.